Welcome back to Geekshow Arcade.
Beep boop.
It's
That's
a big week for
right.
news, actually.
It's a yeah. What'd you say?
Big week of news.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. The PlayStation State of Play today, there was a lot of cool stuff announced. I'm excited for it.
Okay. Well, there was. Other than that, it was pretty dry. We only have
until
4 stories to talk about.
Until that, there was no news. So
Exactly.
we're
Well, there's
scraping.
like 10 things to talk about with the State of Play, so I think we're
Yep.
covered.
So we should be good. Yep. This is Geekshow Arcade now with 100% less baseball going on in the background.
Oh,
No,
Tony.
there's always
I'm gonna turn it back
baseball.
on.
There's
better
always
not.
baseball in Lando's head, so you can't claim 100% less. There's 90% maybe, but Lando's always got 10% baseball brain.
Now with
I know
100% less baseballs.
You want a fun baseball fact, Tony? You want a fun
Yes.
baseball fact?
You're-
Shohei
you're-
Ohtani is
you're-
one of the greatest players of all time, and he's hitting over 400 in the past 10 games. It's
You're-
insane.
you're
It is.
lowering
It's
the
crazy.
percentage. This is now
That game he
85
had the other day where he had 10 RBIs off the hook.
50
what have you done?
club?
You
This is
brought
off
this
the
on
rails.
us.
Both of those.
This
50
is off
home
the
runs
rail,
and 50
Tony. You're gonna have
use
to.
both of them. Okay.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
That's enough of that.
Your management score was plummeting.
all right, I brought it back.
I want you to know that baseball's a game, and we can talk about it in the game show.
It's not a video game,
Oh yeah.
There's plenty of baseball video
but
games.
not what he was doing. All right, this is Geek Show Arcade now with 25% less baseball. You jerks.
Yes.
We
Worth it.
talk about video games and video game related things.
Stir it up.
You know, that's what we do. And we're going to start off, as always, by introducing our panelists. Down there drinking a soda. He's back for more guest panelist, Uncle Squinky.
Hi there. Thanks for letting me join you. It's a good time.
All right, thanks for being here. Next to him, we got Lando.
It's Lando. I am 100% less hype than I was in the last show we just recorded. But I still have some hype.
Hype
So
for the
I'm
wrong
going to go.
thing.
I'm adding some stuff to the show notes to talk about right now.
Nice. All right, and we got Jaren.
Yay, I'm Jaren.
All right, we got Owen.
Yay! I'm Owen. We have a host. His name's Tony.
Hey, I'm Tony. Check me out on Twitter at QuadTTony or on other Geek Show podcasts. All right, let's kick off this exciting arcade news cycle with. I'm glad you put this on here because I was looking at it but didn't put it on. Owen has an article here
What about emails?
about. Oh, you know what? We have
You have
maybe
failed,
some.
Tony. Hey,
Hang on.
Tony, you can't watch
Hang
baseball
on.
during the show anymore.
Could you imagine if I was trying to watch something I enjoyed during the show, how badly it would go?
Well, I'm
Do
not
we
the
have-
host.
Do we have any emails?
No.
Ah, thank you, Jared.
You know what? Well played.
Oh, no, we do
played,
have one.
Jaren.
Roger.
Oh.
thing.
Roger.
Oh,
You got one.
Oh,
Roger.
we got one.
Spoilers.
Okay,
went
hang on.
from well played to not well played.
Yeah.
How about you
My
just don't
bad.
look at your phone, Lando? It's that simple.
I was watching baseball. I couldn't help it.
It's got the always on screen and the always on spoilers. Go
You know what
away,
you can
spoilers.
do? You know what you
See-
can do? Turn it over,
Yeah, turn it over.
face
Done.
down. Boom.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Says,
Put that
hello,
side up.
hello, video game and technology lords. To make a long story short, we sold our house in the city to build a new one in rural Utah while we lived in trailer for 6 months. To do this, we got rid of all of our TVs along with many other things. Also, my Xbox One and home PC were in storage for about a year. I've finally been playing, but on a 24-inch monitor. Rough. I'm ready to get a proper TV and hopefully a Series X 1 terabyte if I can afford it. This is where you come in. As you guys have your collective finger on the pulse of what technology is available for what price, I have an okay surround system, so no rush on that. I am mainly looking for a 65-inch 4K for $500 to $1,000 that will make the most of an Xbox Series X connected to it. Doesn't have to be a smart TV. And I'm also hoping you can tell me your secrets on finding deals on a Series X. Thank you for your help, and thank you for the great show, and keep them coming.
Well, thank you for writing in.
Yeah. Well,
Who's this from? Roger?
Roger.
Roger that.
Smart TVs are the cheap TVs because they had advertisements on those.
Yep.
So there
That-
you go.
Oh.
My opinion on a good mid-range TV that takes full advantage of the Series X, and by full advantage I mean It supports variable refresh rate and HDMI 2.1 at up to 120 hertz. Is the Hisense 65U7N.
Okay.
65U7N. It's
That's
a
got
full array
120
local
hertz
dimming
and-
mini LED TV. It
Oh,
supports
nice.
VRR, supports HDMI 2.1. If you can spend maybe $500 more, you can get yourself a OLED, 65-inch OLED.
That'd be dope.
That's if you can spare it, that'd be my choice.
Do you like
Yeah.
the Hisense? What panel? Do they use a LG panel or what? Why Hisense, just for price?
For
Yeah, they're
price
good
plus
mid-range.
features.
Yep.
So,
All right.
yep. Cool. All right. Thanks for writing in, Roger. Hope you continue to enjoy our podcast. Is that it? Any more?
That's it. Oh, we
That's
need
it.
to answer how you can get a cheap Series X.
Oh, I know the answer to that. Keep an eye on Woot, actually, because every so often Woot puts up Microsoft factory recertified Xbox Series X's for about $300, and so you can score one for $200 off, basically.
And it's been so long since I've been on Woot. Do they still do the shirts? They
Yeah,
do.
yeah, they do for sure.
And this is Microsoft's certified refurbished, right? So
yeah,
that's
this
the
isn't
one.
like some stupid like Amazon renewed nonsense.
That's what you
a
get,
straight
yeah.
gamble. No, it's you just read through it, and the listing will say Microsoft recertified.
That's a key, by the way. If you're looking for refurbished stuff, make sure it's. I usually look for something that's refurbished by the company.
By the manufacturer. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely. So cool. Yeah, that is my recommendation there. I mean, you can always take a gamble to checking KSL classifieds or Facebook Marketplace or something like that, but I would wait for another option for the Microsoft recertified one for $300 from Woot. All right, let's see. Okay, let's start with some news that falls under the category of I can't believe it took this long. Nintendo and Pokemon are suing Pal World developer Pocket Pair.
Oh,
Wow.
really? I thought
What
they
a
ran out of
shock.
juice.
Yep. So they
Do
decided.
you feel like they just let them ripen on the vine for a little bit
really
longer?
do.
They
Once
were
I
like,
read through this,
they're not
I-
fat enough.
I feel like they sat there and waited for Pal World to continue to rake in the dough. And once sales slowed down, they're like, okay, now's the time.
We're gonna harvest the tomato right off the vine.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So they've filed a lawsuit for patent infringement against Pocket Pair, the makers of Pal World, and it seeks an injunction against infringement and compensation for damages on the grounds that Pal World, a game developed and released by the defendant, infringes on multiple patent rights.
But what damages does what?
Well, they're obviously going to claim something like Pal World made it so people that would have bought
Didn't
a
play
Pokemon
Pokemon.
game didn't buy a Pokemon game.
Yeah.
The damages are Nintendo's pride for
Yeah.
not releasing a modern Pokemon game in the
Seriously,
Exactly.
right?
15
They
years.
could have done this. They could have done this with zero risk, and people would
Well,
have done it.
And they
like
even
played
kind
it.
of tried to do this a little bit with Pokemon. Was it Arceus? That's the open world one, and it did pretty well, but they didn't push enough change, from
Right.
from the standard formula, like Pal World did. So, yeah, I really feel like they did. They just sat there and waited. Okay, let these guys make a lot of money,
Yeah.
so we know we can take them for a lot of money.
Yeah, they're like, don't sue them now.
Yeah,
They've
Let
only
that
made
pile
made
of
a
cash get bigger.
yeah. They've only
right.
made $1 million. We need more.
Pal World, or I should say Pocket Pair statement says, it's truly unfortunate that we will be forced to allocate significant time to matters unrelated to game development due to this lawsuit. However, isn't that funny? Look at these guys taking away from us making games for you, these jerks.
Yeah.
Goodness
However-
forbid they have to develop
Yeah.
their own characters.
They're like punt this right into the arena of public opinion. You know.
And that's the biggest problem Squinky hit on the nail on the head there is their character, the Pokemon style characters they have
Yeah.
they are almost.
I mean,
they're super,
almost
super close.
pixel by pixel.
Yeah.
Like some of the
Way,
stuff,
way,
you're just like,
way too similar.
yeah.
So it's like one Charizard instead of Charizard?
Yeah, exactly.
Like that
And
kind of
that's-
close?
That's not even that far
They at
off
least
from
come
the
up. Yeah,
description.
they at least come up sort of with unique names, but but the art design and the character
Super similar.
super similar.
They say also, however, we will do our utmost for fans and to ensure that indie game developers are not hindered or discouraged from pursuing their creative ideas. That's a nothing burger of a statement from them.
Yeah.
Basically.
They better have been squirreling away funds to someplace secure, untouchable.
I don't care how much money they made on this. They don't have let's go toe to toe with Nintendo in a
They don't.
lawsuit money.
No. Like bigger companies have tried and failed against Nintendo. So Nintendo's like,
That's the
Chances
truth.
are what will happen is they'll settle out of court for an undisclosed sum.
Yeah.
And
Some
they'll
sort
have
of-
to shelve the
yeah.
Power World game and go on
Roll
with
up their
whatever.
tent and go away.
And
Like
go-
the game is 100% different. It's a base building
Oh, the
survival
game
game.
itself.
Yeah.
That's
Aren't
it.
you-
The game
aren't you
itself.
shooting
All
the
they had to
Pokemon?
do was change the design a bit of the monsters, and that's it.
but that's what they wrote. You know, that's what brought my son into the game.
'Cause
Was
it looked
that it
like
was like
Pokemon.
that it looked like Pokemon that you could ride and
It's the
And-
Kobe of Pokemon.
breed. You could breed different Pokemon together and hatch eggs and
Yep.
all the stuff.
Aren't you shooting the Pokemon with guns too? Isn't that a thing you do in the game? Or am I thinking of something else?
But you can also
Yeah.
have the Pokemon use guns and shoot other things.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. All right, excuse me. Owen, I'm glad you put this story on here. Let's see why
Assassin's
Ubisoft
Creed. Poor.
is flaking on the Tokyo Game Show.
They just said no. Last
They're like,
minute.
"Nah,
So, last minute they said, "Hey, something came up."
we're tired of you guys making fun of our new Assassin's Creed game. We're taking our ball and going home."
Yeah. Here's their official statement. We regret to inform you that due to various circumstances, our pride, you could put that in, I don't know, we have decided to cancel our online participation in Tokyo Game Show 2024, which was scheduled to start at 3 p.m. on September 26th. And-
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, that's 2
3
days
days.
from now.
Yeah. So when this came out, it was like 3 days before the show. And we apologize for the short notice. Also, F you. We sincerely apologize to anyone who. We sincerely apologize to everyone who was looking forward to the broadcast. So
All
also
7 of
F
you.
you. Also F you. So they are going to
Ubisoft's-
continue the currently ongoing giveaway campaign that was going to go
Oh,
through
that's
that.
good, at least.
They're doing that, but in the article, so this is from an insidergaming.com. Now, you guys know more about publications and whether or not they're legit, but these guys said they also have been are canceling the preview, the press previews
Ooh,
of this as well. So
that makes me think they're not super happy with how the game looks.
yeah, so it says, however, Insider Gaming has learned that Ubisoft has also canceled its previews of Assassin's Creed Shadows. So the press previews were scheduled to take place next week, where they were also going to set the embargo date and announce that, but that's not going to happen now. So who knows?
There you go. No Ubisoft at TGS.
No Ubisoft.
Lando,
and-
what are you doing with your phone in front of the camera?
Oh, I'm making sure I don't look down, so you don't think I'm looking down at the. Baseball
You
game.
turn the baseball game back on.
No, it's not on. See, not on.
You're reading Twitter updates about.
Twitter's on my phone, Tony.
The point is, you're not paying attention to the podcast.
No, that makes everybody uncomfortable. And,
I want it.
Yeah.
This is what I'm here for.
I like it.
hold on,
This
let me
is
get a
the
screenshot of
content.
that. Let me get,
This is
let me
the
get
content I want.
let me get a.
If you're not watching on
screenshot.
YouTube, you should be
Oh,
because it's pretty great.
oh,
This is the content I'm here for. All right. Let's see. A quick.
that's not creepy at all.
It's super creepy. Actually, Lando, let's talk about your story.
I'm
New-
committing to the bit. My
New-
story is this is actually pretty great. I've been so I do watch YouTube
game.
and I do watch people play games on YouTube because that's where I'm at in my life. Is I watch other people play video games instead of playing video games myself.
I like that you almost tried to defend that, but then you're like, no, you know what?
No, I'm going to lead into it. I'm a Twitch viewer. And not even that, I'm watching YouTube stream or VODs
even-
of Twitch streams.
Yeah, not even actual Twitch.
It's
Secondary
the way.
Twitch.
It's
This is the
secondary
way.
Twitch.
Contact.
Anyway,
it's
so-
contact gaming.
One of the games I've really enjoyed watching people play, and I actually played it myself, and I think I talked about it on the show a while back, is Spelunky 2. Like, it's Spelunky and Spelunky 2.
I love Spelunky.
they're great games. Spelunky
Yeah.
2, even better. And it's an indie game developed by a really thoughtful developer. Just released a new game under the same publishing house as Spelunky 2. But it's from a bunch of creators who created Spelunky, Downwell, Airland and Sea, Scoreplunk, I'm not sure what that one is, Catacomb Kids, and Madhouse. Right, so it's a bunch of buddies, indie game developers released a new game called UFO 50. And the idea behind this game is it's a collection of 50 games that share a familiar 8-bit aesthetic. So they've kind of created a alternate universe for the game, if you will. The idea being it's a bunch of games released from a game studio from the 80s who were just a little bit ahead of their time. So each game's a full game from opening screen to ending credits. But they've taken some time to modernize the gameplay, modernize the controls, have some new sensibilities to it, stuff like that. And it's a killer still. It's on sale for 10% off right now on Steam, and you get 50 games that are a lot of fun. Like, I've been watching people play it on YouTube, and like, if I had a PC, I would have bought this game already because it was 100% up my alley.
So it says the price is $25 and it's on sale right now?
Mm-hmm. It's the introductory offer.
I like
On
that some
Steam.
of the games. It says some of the games in here are actually sequels to games in the pack as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fascinating to me. So these devs decided to make fake real games.
Yeah.
They're
And
not
then-
fake games. They're real games.
well,
they're all real games.
real
There's no fake
games-
games.
But a
based-
fake studio.
Yeah, real games
From the
based
80s.
on a fake
Studio.
idea. Yeah, studio, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, it's
And
history,
then
right?
Sequels to these real games that are based on fake IP.
And there's some banger games in this collection. There was one I was watching where you get a bunch of so it's a 2D slide scroller puzzle game, platforming puzzle game, and you basically get like 25 extra lives, but you have 3 different ways you can kill yourself. You can become a rock, you can become an arrow, or you can become a bomb, and you use these tools to sacrifice your lives to progress in the level. So like you could use a rock to jump higher, but you sacrifice yourself to do it, and you start again on that same screen. Really interesting idea for a puzzle platforming concept. I'm like, looks like a lot of fun. So that's just one of many of them.
Crazy.
I think part of the fun of this game is going into a blind and not knowing exactly which game's about, and discovering it fresh.
And they don't gatekeep either. You can
Nope.
all games are available right up front. You don't have to play one game to unlock or do
Yep.
anything like that.
Yep. So anyway, this again, if I had
This
a
looks
PC and a way to play this, I'd buy it today. It's
this
cheap
looks like
enough.
it'd be great for an ROG Ally or a Steam Deck or something.
Yeah,
1,000%.
like a little like an 8-bit arcade almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep. 50
This is-
fun
that's-
games, well thought out, well crafted, well designed games.
This is really interesting how they did this. This is the description. According to the story of UFO 50, the games were all created by a fictional 80s video game company that was obscure but ahead of its time. So
Yeah.
this is the same way that Marvel introduced a new character in the early 2000s called the Sentry. They made this big press release and said that they had found in the archives a new character
Yep.
that Stan Lee and Jack, I don't know if
Had
they said it was Jack
yeah.
Kirby as well, but Stan Lee had created
But
and
never
done all the
released.
backstory and everything for, and then scrapped. And so,
Oh, and fans,
They
super
lied to
fans,
everyone?
super
lied,
fans eat that up though.
Oh,
like
and
imagine
so-
like finding an obscure
what they
piece
did,
of art.
what they did with this is they created a new story with this character, but interspersed the new story with chunks of what was supposedly old issues that Stan Lee had written and not published. So it was like modern story reference to old stuff that never actually happened but was supposedly created.
Just
et
enough
cetera, et
truth
cetera.
sprinkled in,
Yeah.
right?
And then at the end, once everything was out, they're like, gotcha. We just wanted an interesting way to introduce this new character.
We just wanted to lie to the world
Yeah.
for money.
By the way,
I loved it.
in 10 years, nobody will believe you.
Right?
So anyway, this game's on sale, $22.49 on Steam as we speak.
Sounds like a deal.
50 fun games.
Yep.
Like I said, if I had a PC, I would impulse buy this right now.
Yep.
I just did.
All right, we got some Sony news to go over. I'm going to do mine real quick, and then we'll go into Jaren's story, which is a much larger story covering all the announcements from the Sony State of Play today. Mine is just a reference to their announcing and releasing of new gaming monitors that look pretty freaking sick, actually. So Sony got in the gaming monitor business last year or the year before with their in-zone monitors, and this new one is an upgraded version of the M9. This is the M9 II, and it's got a lot of the same stuff that the previous one had, except they upped the resolution. And the sorry, the resolution stayed the same. They upped the refresh rate a little bit and made it brighter, so it's now 160 hertz instead of 144. That's negligible, but it's 750 nits instead of 600 nits, which means it gets additional display HDR certifications. This
is weird because it's a IPS 4K display that supposedly has full array local dimming, but it's only 750 nits. That is like the dimmest LED monitor I've ever heard of.
But the real big one is the InZone M10S, and it is a new 27-inch 1440p OLED monitor with a refresh rate of 480 hertz.
I've never heard of a 480 hertz 1440p.
Why would you need such a refresh rate, Tony?
Esports. People that like to play Counter-Strike and Overwatch and those kind of games.
So it's a 2K monitor with 400 and what?
480 hertz. HDR peak brightness of 1300 nits.
That's a lot of nits.
Wow.
Why didn't they do this in a 4K monitor?
Right,
Sony?
why that is 4K?
Yeah. So there you
That'll
go.
be that'll be coming soon.
This is the creme de la creme. You know, the best.
I think we need to start a new rating system like the Jaren and Tony Lusto rating.
Lustometer?
Lustometer,
1000% should do that.
Like
See, here's-
okay,
and that's
Jaren,
where-
you're
so
not
here's
thinking
where
about this
one-
because it's not 4K, right? But
If I were in a 1440p, this would be my most
100%.
desired monitor right now.
100%.
That's
monitor.
where I am. I'm a 1440p guy.
But are you
because you go
are
4K on a
27
monitor.
inch? I
And I've
think
got a
you're-
28 inch right now.
Oh, okay. You might
So
want to try a 32.
4K has the teeny weeny little letters that I can't see because I'm old and my eyes suck.
You can always do font
Do the
scaling.
display
But-
scale.
but-
yeah, but for gaming, right? I feel
But
like
gaming,
I played
the 2K monitor is ideal. It's
Oh, it's gonna look
fantastic.
fantastic.
I played Halo on 4K, and I again was upset because I just upgraded to my 2K era. Like I'm just barely moving into the 2K part of my life, and I played it on 4K, and there was so much more detail.
Yep.
And I was bugged because I'm like, I can't afford 4K. You know, I pushed above my station to get 2K, and
Well, the nice thing is 2K is still pretty great.
yeah, oh, it's fantastic,
So-
especially compared to I was on an Xbox One X, so it's been fantastic. But
Now, the price on this M10S, it's pretty steep, but still not what I
Horrible.
was expecting.
Can we try the Price is Right thing here? We all take a guess and
Yeah,
close
what do you
this
guys,
without
what do
going
you
over.
guys think this OLED
Per monitor?
480 hertz 200 or 27 inch 1440p OLED with 1300 nits and 480 hertz refresh rate costs?
Owen, go first. Price is Right
13
rules.
1300.
Okay, Jaren bids 1300.
I'm going to 850.
Owen's going 850. Obviously,
I'm gonna
has
go
no idea what things
$13.99.
cost.
Yep.
$13.99.
Okay.
from Lando.
That, didn't need that, but that's okay.
Price is Right rules,
how-
baby.
How about $9.99?
Squinky wins. Owen, you were actually on the track to win because Jaren and Lando both overbid. It is $1,100.
Hmm.
So
Wow.
That'd be great in a
1100 per
that's
monitor.
what I'm saying.
Mhm. 32 would be 32. I'd have my checkbook out.
32 1600p. If you could get 2560 by 1600 on a 32 inch with this, that would be prime.
Right. Yeah.
Now, as it stands, this 27 inch. If you're in for if you're looking for a 27 inch 1440p monitor, this is. I mean,
I just can't justify it.
it is. It is.
Can't do it.
That's because you have a life.
Yeah.
You see, I don't have a spouse or kids or anything.
No disposable income. So
So So, but yeah, and you're gonna see. I think you're gonna see a lot of esports.
Do you think a 4K?
tournaments and
You
stuff
think a
moving to
4K
this kind of thing.
is on the horizon if this does
Yeah.
well? You think?
I'll bet for sure. Yeah, you'll
They
probably
got-
see a 32-inch version of this with 4K.
Yeah.
Didn't you just say you impulse bought a game?
Yeah, I did. I just impulse bought that UFO 50.
Oh,
But then you
nice.
just said you didn't have any disposable income.
No, that's on credit. That's not the same thing. Impulse buying is not the same thing.
I thought you were an
Oh,
accountant,
Lord.
Jared. I thought you knew how that
yeah,
worked.
Come
yeah,
on,
yeah.
different
I don't
files.
like. I don't have the
Different buckets.
ability. I don't have the ability to impulse buy at that level. If that makes sense. Like,
Oh, I also mentioned. I forgot to mention a 0.03 millisecond gray response time, which is low even for
Oh,
OLEDs. So
I don't have an OLED right now.
yeah, this thing's crazy, go nuts. So I personally I want to see a 42-inch 4K version of this or a 48-inch, but that market is really niche, and I'm sure they're not going to service it. All right, on to the PlayStation State of Play announcements from today.
A lot happened. I was surprised, and it
Hold
just
on.
suddenly was
Let's
there.
look at Lando for a second. He looks like the kid that got scolded and just doesn't want to be sitting on the chair on timeout. He's going, ugh.
Are we done yet? I'm not,
Anyway,
and
this
what was really
class
going through my mind
sucks.
is like every time Jaron does one of these game roundups from one of these dumb
Tony usually does them.
conferences- No, Jaron, you do them a lot, and you take forever. You're so slow.
I like that it's not me this time.
Tony usually does them. Anyway, the biggest one that got announced, Ghost of Tsushima 2, which is called Ghost of Yotei.
Really? See, I haven't gone over this stuff at all.
Yeah.
We got new Ghost of Tsushima?
Yes, it's coming
Tsushima?
out. It's coming out next year. It's like 300 years in the future. Brand new protagonist.
Wait, hang on a sec. From the first one or 300 years in our future?
From the first one.
Oh, okay. I was hoping for a future samurai story. That would have been
That would
That'd
be
be cool.
something. Yeah. It sounds like, though, they're going to branch out with this. Like, this is the beginning of a franchise that scales movies, and who knows if it'll actually work or not, or come to pass. But, yeah, Ghost of Tsushima, I cannot say that quickly. 2.
Tsushima.
Tsushima.
First one came out in 2020, so it'll be 5 years since the first one. So interested to see how that looks on the PS5, since the original was a PS4 game.
Well, now I'm going to have to get a PS4, PS5 Pro. Dang it.
There you
There you
go.
go.
I'll just wait for the PC version. Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered was announced.
Yeah, we all kind of heard rumblings of this for the last few months.
It's a $10 upgrade for those on PC and PS5, so that's
Oh.
actually not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'll probably do it. Or $50 if you don't own it at all. But it doesn't say too much of what they added. Better character models, better shaders and textures, but beyond that, it sounded kind of dubious.
Well, that's
but-
the thing. You look at the
Re-recorded
first-
dialogue as well.
Oh yeah, you're right. Re-recorded. So they redid like the kind of clunky talking scenes.
which is good because there were some clunky. They cleaned that up a lot in the second one. Didn't have that problem as much, but as far as visuals go, if you go look at the first Horizon Zero Dawn game, it still looks really good today.
Yeah,
It holds up big time. So I don't know what
It's-
they could do to make this look that different and better.
similar to like The Last of Us Part
Yeah.
1 remaster, even though they already remastered it once. This is even worse because Horizon Zero Dawn came out in like 2017, not
Yeah.
2012 or whatever, like Last of Us.
Not that long ago.
Yeah, it's nuts, but it's cheap enough where
For 10
I'll
bucks.
take it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they hit the sweet spot.
Yep.
For the price.
Monster Hunter Wilds release date came out February 28th, 2025. I'm not really a Monster Hunter guy. There's so many games in that series, but there you go.
People that are Monster Hunter fans crave the Monster Hunter games, so they're going to be super stoked for this.
Astrobot DLC coming out fall 2024. Although it also says fall 2025. It's coming out in a fall.
What?
Don't get
Yeah.
snookered. Read the date.
It's saying it will receive a free DLC sometime in fall 2025.
But then the
But
headline
then the
says,
trailer says fall 20. It's got to be 2024. That's a
yeah,
typo
I'm
on
guessing fall
IGN's part,
2024.
for sure.
The Midnight Walk was announced. This is an interesting game. It's from the creators of Lost in Random. It's got like a claymation aesthetic to it, and it's going to be on PSVR 2 as well as PC VR. I think there's a non-VR mode also. It kind of feels like a platformer that you're viewing it from overhead, So I don't think it needs VR, but there's really not enough information at this point. Hell's Is Us gets a new gameplay trailer.
Hell is us.
Hell's.
Thank you, Tony.
Hell is us.
Yeah.
Go get him.
It's yet another Souls-like game. There's so many of those nowadays.
Huge. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Power World out on the PS5 today.
Got
Not
it
in
out.
Japan though. Not in
before they
Japan
get-
because of the
before
legal
they get
battle,
sued.
but
Oh,
everywhere
really?
else, yeah.
Okay.
Play it while you can.
Although the Pokemon-like game is currently in legal battles with Nintendo.
Yep.
Yep. And this is the game I'm most excited for. This looks incredible. Metro Awakening VR.
You were talking about Pal World still.
No,
Really?
no.
Oh,
I
okay.
played that. I'm good with Pal World. Metro Awakening VR. This, from the trailer, it looks very similar to Half-Life Alyx, which
it.
is one of my favorite games of all time. And coming out for PS5 VR as well, PSVR 2 as well as PC. But the mechanics look like it was lifted from Half-Life Alyx, which I'm 100% okay with. It's not made by Deep Silver. It's collaboration with Deep Silver. So not really sure of the quality yet. So wait for
Well,
reviews.
Deep
But
Silver
the
was-
trailer looks incredible.
Deep Silver was just the publisher. The developer of the Metro games is 4A Studios or 4A Games. So is it not 4A?
It's not 4A.
Okay.
No. But it looks very slick. The graphics look great. The gunplay looks amazing. It looks
And
very
this is-
interactive, like Half-Life Alyx.
This is the same world as Metro Exodus, though, right? Like
Yeah,
the Metro world.
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I have skin in that. I'm gonna tell you that. Here's a fun fact. That's the game that got me back into gaming, sort of. Like I played Halo for all the time, but like when I got on the podcast, I was like, I need to. These guys don't think I game. I don't game. Okay, so that's just the truth. It's not that they think I don't game.
Are you saying
You're
something
getting
about
some.
me?
No, you're getting no.
I was like,
No, we're just an Owen's
familiar.
stream of consciousness. But I started playing that Metro Exodus game,
that game's so
and
rad.
and then I played it better than Jaren.
Well,
and
see, that's
then-
what I want to know. Jaren's going to play this, and how are you going to screw everyone up and get the bad ending? Mm-hmm. How is that just
No, there is no bad endings. There's just an ending where a whiny little girl doesn't get her stupid teddy bear.
Sounds
And
like the
you
wheel of
die.
time. It sounds like the wheel of time, Jaren.
And
That's how you
everyone's
really feel.
depressed.
Anyway, this looks amazing. I'm excited to check it out. It looks terrifying.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle it, but I'm going to try anyway.
I love the Metro games.
Yeah, that's what Jaren would say. That's what Jaren would say. Hey, I saved the rest of everything. Okay.
What's the big deal? Get off my back.
Yeah, it's a freaking bear.
Why do you need a teddy bear?
You know
How
what?
would that
Grow up.
completely change the entire future?
You know what? Blap blap. Now you're just another casualty. You know what? How's that? You know?
Owen gets it.
One more. Yeah.
Enjoy
one
your
more
teddy
countless.
bear.
Yeah, you get a teddy bear in the freaking
hell.
in the freaking afterlife. Okay, my guy.
If I had to
You
do
know
it
what I
over
had to do
again,
to get-
I'd save the teddy bear and just tear it up in front of her.
You know what I had to do to get that teddy bear? To climb up to a freaking monster nest, my guy. Like a teddy bear is worth my life? I don't think
No,
so.
no. Archage Chronicles is releasing 2025. This is another Souls-like, and I was kind of down on it until I saw the trailer, and it actually looks kind of cool. It's set in like medieval setting, monsters and magic and stuff.
Cool.
Looks all right. Lunar Remastered Collection. I don't know what this is, but it's Lunar,
So
and
Lunar,
it's remastered.
Lunar was a big deal for all of the folks at the time I was in high school. So like the late 90s, like 99 through 03.
I'm so old.
You're old, yeah. Lunar was one of those JRPGs that that a lot of folks that were into JRPGs was really excited for. And even for people that were into JRPGs, Lunar was a little bit niche. But for people that played it, they raved about it. So I'm sure there's a lot of folks out there excited for a remaster of the first 2 of those.
Shredder's Revenge gets DLC for free, which is great. That's
Nice.
a great beat 'em up game that's come out recently. This is my second favorite announcement of the night. Legacy of
Fortnite?
Kain Soul Reaver 1 and 2 remastered is coming in December.
Oh, yeah.
This looks pretty neat. I have some hesitation because it's remastered by Asper, which
Oh, dang it.
which is
Woohoo! Don't.
they don't have a 100% track record, but they're also not horrible. We'll see. But they redid all the models, textures. They didn't mention anything about refresh rate. I really hope it gets up to 120 hertz.
Yeah, come on now.
It'd be a bummer if not. But Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, those were excellent games. The original one came out on PlayStation. The original Soul Reaver, there was a Legacy of Kain game before that, but it wasn't like this game at all.
Yep.
And I played that back in the day on the Dreamcast. Incredible game. And it was made by the same people that did...
Eidos, man. It was Eidos.
Yeah, Eidos.
Yep.
Incredible game. Hitman 3 VR is coming, but Hitman VR sucks. Don't even bother.
Womp womp.
And they redid it so it could run like on the Quest and stuff. So
Natively
they
on the Quest, like on the chipset on the Quest.
yeah, they gimped the graphics to be terrible, and it sounds like they didn't really fix any of the issues I had with it, which like that there's just this layer of abstraction between the actions you do in the game, unlike Half-Life Alyx where you control all the things around you. You have to like hit buttons to do things, and it's just awkward in VR.
Isn't that how games are played? You hit buttons.
Not
to
in
do things?
VR.
Not
Not in
VR.
VR.
Needs to be more interactive.
Yeah,
for sure.
it has to be more interactive in VR. Fantasio Neo Dimension coming December 5th. I don't know what that is.
RPG, JRPG. If you're
Yeah,
into
JRPG.
there you go. Oh, it's a tactical JRPG.
If you know, you know.
Yeah, that's one of those. Yep.
Lego Horizon Adventures is coming November 14th, and that is coming out on the Switch and PC.
You
Not on Xbox, though. Sorry.
skipped one.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves will headline Sonic X Shadow Generations. Who cares about that, Tony? I'm trying to speed this up for
You
Lando.
love
Thank
Keanu
you,
Reeves.
Jaren.
How did you
Sonic
skip a
and
Keanu Reeves
Sonic.
story.
Moving on here. Alan
Like
Wake
that.
2 Lake House expansion revealed coming October 24. I
let
am
Lando.
very excited for this.
This is
Don't
the
let
second
Lando get in your head, man.
expansion, right?
Yeah, I think this is the story expansion, unlike the first one, similar to how Control was.
Oh, the
So-
first expansion didn't have any story?
I think it was more of a what's it called?
I thought
Wave.
it was a bunch of episodes of Night Vale.
Yeah, basically like enemies come in waves.
Oh, that's less cool.
I think.
not as
Don't quote me
excited
on that,
about
but Lake House sounds like it's more of a story expansion compared to the other one.
Nice.
There we go. I thought it was an incredible state of play. I
You
wasn't
missed the
expecting any
Fortnite
of this.
story.
I don't see.
There was Fortnite news. New Fortnite controller. And split screen for the Lego game.
Huh?
Go.
Okay.
Go for Lando.
The story, I did not click on your link.
Oh,
But I
was
Googled it
gonna
real quick.
say,
So I wanted to make a joke about
it's not
how
on
many
this.
Horizon games there was. But there was only 2. And I'm like, that's not good enough for a joke. We need 3 or 4 Horizon games. But then I saw
there's
Fortnite controller.
Forza Horizon. And there's
No, but in the
5
state of play
those.
story, there was only 2 announcements with 2 Horizons games. It wasn't good enough.
That's
No,
I feel bad for even bringing it up.
And we feel bad having
Glad that you
listened to
did.
it.
So anyway, yeah, I saw the Fortnite story. I was waiting for you to talk about the dumb controller and how stupid it is.
Stupid Fortnite controller.
Yeah, screw those guys.
Feh.
You know what? Master Chief was never supposed to dance ever, ever.
You ruined it.
I can't forgive you.
Oh, man. All right. Well, that wraps up our gaming news for the week. Thanks so much for listening and downloading. Before we head out, big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/
Lightning round, maybe?
Oh, is it? Did we miss one? Oh, yeah. Lightning round. Uncle Squeaky's got a lightning round story.
Uncle Squinky has a lightning round story. So our friend Lando finally figured out how the U.S. Postal Service works.
I did figure it out. It
You did.
was hard.
And
You can do hard things.
There it is.
There it
If you're
is.
Watching on the YouTubes.
Look how tiny it is.
Wow,
So our-
that's pretty
Arduino
cool.
Oh, you have a
boy.
battery for it too. Mine does
Yeah.
not have a battery.
well, talk to Tony. He's got a spare battery.
I do have a spare battery.
So you've never even turned yours on, Landon.
I've turned it on via the power. There's USB-C on the
Oh.
bottom.
Yeah, you can
Is that
plug it in.
clear plastic?
Yeah.
No, it's the green screen.
No, I'm talking about Squinkies.
Yeah.
It's translucent. It's
I didn't
not
know there
exact-
was
it's not exactly-
translucent.
3D
It's
printer.
It's not exactly clear, but it is pretty translucent.
I didn't know PLA
That's
came in
it.
translucent.
Yeah, it's a translucent PLA.
That's awesome.
So I found a case, a Thingiverse, went ahead and printed it, and it's deep enough to hold the battery.
Neat.
Yeah, I gotta get a battery for mine. That would make this better. I could play it during the podcast.
At any rate, it works. It's great. It's way too small for me.
It's tiny. They're really tiny.
Yeah, they are tiny. So I'm going to donate this to Tony's game machine collection. It will live proudly on a shelf and showing off with his other games, other mini games and stuff.
Yeah,
Amazing.
the Game and Watch systems that I don't play.
So anyway, the case turned out very well. Somebody did a good job designing it, and my printer managed to do just fine.
Yep.
Got a really cool translucent red PLA to play with it.
Hey.
That's
Anyway, it worked. It came in. I went ahead and printed that out, and good to go. So thank you for taking care of that. That was really cool.
Yeah, I figured it
That's
out.
pretty much it.
Nice. All right. Now let us move on to the Patreons. Patreon.com/helpdeskarcade. If
We
you
love
donate
you.
$6 a month or more, you get a shout out on the air, which Jaren has for us right now.
Thank you to David Rosinski, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and Wolfball Tony.
Thank you.
The best.
Yeah.
How come Lando never thanks them? I don't think
I
he
do every
likes them.
time. They're the
No,
best.
no. Thank you. Jason Eatman, Mies Chonies. No mole climbs that can't be mountain killed.
Nope. Screwed it up.
There it
Mountain
goes.
hilled over.
I mean,
brand
it's
Brandmaster.
10:02,
Oh,
so
dang it.
10:03,
Yeah.
so he's
10:03.
done.
He can't. Yeah.
Grandmaster of Death Kwon Do, Be the 8-year-old Michael Shane, Tony the Home Theater Geek, Travis Johnson by Geekshow, Arcade Help Desk stickers at Pieman Graphics on Etsy. All proceeds go to Lee George Cade's medical bills. Jeremy, No Name, No Color, Kesslo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, The In-Between Rating +5, Matt Nelson, DP, Wesley, Adam, Stuart Lloyd, The Problem with Society is Meatballs is Tasty, and Ryan.
There you go. Thanks so
Whoa.
much, Patreon backers. You are awesome.
You are.
All right. That's the end of this episode. Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. In the meantime, before we go, Owen, take us out.
Hey, we hope you care.